attention to you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm
I
ready
like
for
it
you.
raw.
Hey, let's do it, bro.
Let's do it. It is 1:52 p.m. Sunday, February 13th,
Singing.
2022.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 68 of the Fucking A Podcast. Today is a special day. Today is Super Sunday, the big game. I don't think we're allowed to even say the name on a podcast.
Who's going to find out? No one's going to find out.
The Super Bowl, the Superb Owl. Anyway, I am your host, Anthony Romo, and I'm joined by Jimothy Nance over here. Two social commentators of this game called life.
Do you think that I'd be a better commentator or color commentator? Is that what you think? You'd be a better. Is that how you see the dynamic of us? Like,
I think you could run the conversation, and I'm better at going, wow, Jim.
I'm gonna need you to fill this episode with now this is a guy right here, or is that Chris Collinsworth?
That's Collinsworth. He's actually calling the game today.
Is he? Is it Collinsworth and who?
Was it Al Michaels?
Al Michaels?
Oh, I think it's one. I think it might be Al Michaels' last Super Bowl, bro. It's a big deal. It's a legend.
Send him off. Can we get him on stage in the halftime show? By the time this episode airs, all of this will have already happened, of course. But I would love to have been right, 4 hours before kickoff, that Al Michaels joins Snoop and Dre and Eminem and Mary J. Blige and Kendrick on stage in the halftime show and just spits a verse.
Dog, I am so hyped for the halftime show. Like, so hyped. Okay, obviously we know nothing, but one of the audio technicians that works for Rich Eisen's show was talking about he's seen the halftime performance and stuff because he knows needs to know the audio stuff, and he's like, yo, this is gonna be the best one since U2. Like, I am like unbelievably hyped for this.
U2,
and that's what U2's was a good performance. Prince was dope too.
I don't remember U2 at all. Princess was like literally sent by God. I mean, that shit was
starts
blessed.
Raining on him as he plays Purple Rain.
Purple Rain, yeah.
Yeah, man. So,
well, hey, look, again, for listeners, this is already we are voices of the past speaking about the future, which is now your past. Something, right? This is the 68th episode of Fucking A. Matt, Dan. I am excited, of course, because my Rams are playing today, so I'm going to put that aside and try to be a professional with Matt. Professional?
The amateur that doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Homegrown comedy podcasting talent. From professional to talent. It's talking us up.
I got some talent.
Okay. All right. See, look, it's a good place to start. Now, if you want to better yourself, like, look, professionalism and talent, they're all just abstract terms, but you really want to get better in life. You gotta educate yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
With its cheap prices and late night fourth meal pedigree, Taco Bell has long been a favorite on college campuses. This past week, the Tex-Mex chain announced the launch of the Taco Bell Business School, a partnership with the University of Louisville offering accredited classes on the business of franchising. The program is actually an extension of an existing partnership between the University of Louisville's College of Business and Taco Bell's parent company, Yum Brands. Launched last year, the Yum Center for Global Franchise Excellence, how do you like that name, by the way?
Excellence.
Was specifically created, quote, to unlock opportunities in franchising for underrepresented people of color and women. Sounds like a noble cause, of course. Taco Bell's program, which will operate as a 6-week boot camp starting next month, will have what the brand calls a Taco Bell twist. Not only will classes include expertise from brand executives and franchisees,
but we're going to put you in a bag and cover you with cinnamon.
But students also will receive, of course, some Taco Bell Business School swag. Yes.
Yo, bro, come on now. You get like a jersey. Taco Bell team. Okay. I actually unironically love this from like a business perspective on Taco Bell's end.
Yep.
Because one, you don't want your franchisees to fail. You actually do want them to succeed. It's more money for you, of course.
Of course.
Number two, you get to probably fucking charge people for this, right? This isn't some free thing I'm assuming they're doing. Or are they?
Those accepted into the program will receive scholarships to cover the cost of the classes. Like, this is the thing that I got on reading this article was like, Taco Bell, it's so absurd because if you just like when I read the headline, it was like Taco Bell University, and I was like, hilarious.
Wait,
gotta read this, right?
Wait.
But this is like an actual corporately funded education program where they're like, yo, we will literally give you, like, I got a scholarship at Taco Bell, you bro. From the CEO, Mark King, says, think of our business school like a masterclass for breaking into the world of franchise ownership, which is just like so many concepts blending into one. Taco Bell's masterclasses, actual education, franchise. There's just too many ideas there all in one sentence.
Bro. Say that and think about it.
You want to sign us up?
Masterclass. We should.
What do you think? You want to start we want to start the first, you want to do the fucking A Taco Bell, you know? You come in, you get your munchy food, you also get your comedy fix. You know, we tell jokes while you order your Doritos Locos.
I don't know, man. I'd be trying to record a podcast and you hear that like monstrous crunch of the Locos behind you. Product of
the sound of the crumbs falling all over the microphones.
Oh, exactly. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry.
I don't know. It's an interesting concept, but the idea of I don't know, like corporations like funding education to like, but funding it only so that you can then own the franchise. It reminds me of like the coal mining towns where it's like we pay you in coal mining bucks and you spend it at the coal mining store and you live in the coal mining town's houses and stuff. It's a little like, we'll educate you, but only if you become a Taco Bell franchise owner. Like,
yeah, I'm out of Taco Bell soap. Like I'm in my Taco Bell appointed residence and I can't get clean.
Do they sleep
stained with taco juice?
Do they think they have circular rugs in the Taco Bell apartment? If you lived in one, that would be like giant tortillas, you know, like circular rugs and like everything is taco themed. Like
this sounds like it's like a GTA designed house.
There's no doorbells. It's just you have to ring a Taco Bell.
Yeah, that'd be great. Unit. That'd be great, man. Bing, 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 bing.
It's just whether or not you feel like you really want to live in Taco World or not. You know, you get your Taco Bell subscription, like we talked about. You get your Taco Bell. I went to Taco Bell I own a Taco Bell, and I live in a Taco Bell house. Why not?
Dog, you would never shit solid again for the rest of your life. Like you'd need to take Metamucil. Like that would be like part of like the scholarship program.
So what you're saying is that the Taco Bell dormitory would have to have really quality plumbing work done.
Absolutely. Okay. You're talking about grade F dog meat here, bro.
Yeah.
It's like meat you can shoot out of a caulking gun. You know what I'm saying? Like it's long term. I'm worried about
that is an apt description.
like you know what I'm saying? Like long term, I'm worried about that shit. Like short term, like a week, that'd be the dopest stuff ever. You'd be like, oh my god, so much Taco Bell. But eventually you'd be like, I just want some water and some
vegetables. Like that guy in the McDonald's documentary who like, you remember, like ate the McDonald's for 30 days and like 12 days in was like vomiting in his car.
Yeah, it'd be terrible, bro. Like it always, like the first burger you eat from McDonald's, like late night or something, it slaps. That shit slaps. And then like 2 hours later, you're like, oh fuck, like I shouldn't have ate that. Now do that for the rest of your life.
Well, with my Taco Bell subscription, obviously I'm going to.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I want my taco a day.
Yeah, it's a taco a day. No, if I'm getting the whole full ride scholarship, you best believe I'm eating the entire place. Yo, quickly keeping it in this kind of realm here. Do you like sriracha sauce?
Not really.
I think it's overrated as fuck unless you have it with like a mayonnaise or a cream sauce. Because like I fucking don't like the taste of sriracha, but I had it mixed with some like garlic and tzatziki. Shit was fire. Shit was cash. So just
so you got to cut. What you need is you like cut sriracha. You're not pure.
It's not the heat that I don't like. It's the actual taste of the sriracha. Like I'm just like it's whatever. There's a good little tip for you.
Okay, you'd be very, very unpopular in like open late night pizza stops.
I get it. No, I get
Toronto.
it.
You know that,
I get
right?
where like people love it, but the flavor of it, I'm like, this is fucking just like this shit. This is shit.
Well, that's a controversial opinion. If anybody has any contrary opinions to Matt's, hatred for sriracha, please email the podcast.
But I love it
at gmail.com. I mean, dog, how could you say that's blasphemous to many?
Like, put it all over my shawarma. I'm down because I got those other tzatziki sauce, like art and all that other, hummus and cream sauce and shit. So check it out.
But you're a fucking coward.
So anyway, the other night I'm laying in bed, right? Pop open my tablet. We put the Olympics on. When obviously my attention immediately flies to the hockey, where it's going to be an incredible game between Germany and China. I'm like, I have to watch this. I have to watch this game. So I'm watching it. It's a terrible game, but I'm also enjoying it because it's like, yo, they can play hockey and then they'll go to make a routine pass and like just completely fuck up. So, and then, but they fucking were smashing each other. It was great. So anyway, one of the Germans ends up scoring, right? Right when he scores, slides into the boards and he goes, yeah, fuck yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm laughing. I'm like, oh shit, the mics picked that one up. Well, then they proceeded to play the highlights. And then they replayed this play literally 3 times in a row with the audio blasting every single time. So like, it's not even like, did he say that? It's a very audible, yeah, fuck yeah.
Do you think the like English TV producers were just like, it must be German for something? Like, it must not mean the same thing. It can't be it can't, right? Like,
yo, my favorite part was that I kept watching the game and like halfway through the second period, they showed the fucking highlight again with the audio blasting. I'm like,
wait. Maybe because the Olympics are overseas and it airs in the middle of the night, it's like in that like dead period of television rules over here where they're like, oh, we don't have to enforce family standards between, 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. If he says fuck, it's fine. Because,
we're in China. We're good. We're fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, if they were airing it at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, that maybe was different, but.
I was trying not to like legit laugh my ass off. Like, but the problem is I ended up going on Reddit just quickly before bed, and that video I sent you of Ronald McDonald smoking weed out of the hamburger,
right,
and then like goes over and the Burger King guy pops out. I watched that and started giggling so fucking hard that Haley woke up and was like, you need to leave, like get out of the bedroom. I'm sitting there like legit convulsing because I'm trying not to laugh at like 6 a.m. in bed.
It's a classic, man. That's
good stuff.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. Matt did send me a video of a guy I don't know. He looked like a kid. He's dressed as Ronald McDonald and he was smoking weed. He was using a quarter pounder as a bong, and he took a bunch of hits off the bong and then walked to another room where somebody else was dressed as the Burger King king. And who was it? Colonel Sanders or someone?
I think it was Colonel Sanders. I don't know.
We're all dancing.
It's like a 30-second video. It was incredible. It was incredible.
Quality internet content, I think.
All right, I got a story for you here. I like this one.
Yep.
Hudson Mayor Craig Schubert. He's popularized because he had some baseless claims that school board members were peddling child pornography. So that apparently got totally debunked. So this guy
off to a good start. Okay.
I know, right? This guy's a little bit off his rocker, right? Well, he's now garnering attention for suggesting that ice fishing huts in a city could lead to prostitution. So I watched the actual like city council meeting with this, and his line of thought legitimately, like verbatim, goes like this: first, it's ice fishing huts. Well, then what's next? Ice shanties, and then what ultimately comes next? I'll tell you: prostitution. So this is his reasoning for why they shouldn't be allowed to have ice huts on the fucking ice.
Did he describe how that connection gets made?
No, not at all. He just says that because people will want to have houses out there and they need to draw the line somewhere. So if he allows ice fishing huts, it might lead to people having villages out there, which will lead to prostitution. The entire city, like you see the logic, right?
No, I do, because prostitution is the world's oldest profession. So he's just making a point that like if you let them build ice fishing huts, they'll establish their own ice fishing society, and inevitably the one of the first jobs that will obviously there will be ice fishermen, and what ice fishermen need is ice fisher woman pussy is what they need. So
they're called hut sluts. You need some hut sluts, bro. The truckers got the lot lizards, the ice fishermen got the hut sluts.
Lot lizards, eh?
Yeah, bro. The real rundown ladies that come up to the side of your big rig and ask if they can come in for a seat.
I was gonna say, have you been hanging with some truckers lately?
No, I'm just on the internet too much.
You joined the convoy? You've been in the convoy? Oh. They came through here yesterday, by the way.
Did they?
And the most I saw, at least in my part of the city, was like this pathetic grouping of Ford F-150s with strapped in Canadian flags. It was just like 12 cars. It was it was really not much.
What's more Canadian than a bunch of international vehicles that aren't built over here.
a bunch of trucks that have parts from Mexico and people who are probably from America driving through Canadian cities honking their horns.
Yeah, downtown Toronto's been a shit show too, man. They completely shut down like Queen's Park for quite a while, the street there, so people can get into the hospital, but it's a shit show.
Hey, they shut down streets here. I did send I posted this on my Twitter page, but I sent it to you as well. I witnessed a person. I heard somebody screaming outside, and I looked out the window to see somebody flipping off cars, and I was like, and you have to understand the street was blocked off.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, is this like a lone trucker protester who just found his way to this blockade over here? And I just watched for a bit, and then I captured on video this person turn to the lamppost they were standing next to and just bang their head off of it like 10 times in a row, and then just flip off a truck and then walk away.
Wait a second. Remarkable. That video you sent me wasn't a video you found online. That was outside your house. That was legit outside your crib.
I took that video. Yeah, that was me.
Yo, that makes it so much better. I gotta show Haley that. Holy fuck, dude.
That wasn't random. That was
just
live.
I just clicked that. I thought it was some random video you found online. I was like, haha, that's funny. I didn't realize you were just filming a dude, and then he started.
Sorry, I didn't adequately comment when I sent it to you. I guess that's the thing. That's a lesson in internet communication, right?
That's incredible. You're like, I'm gonna start filming this, and he just starts slamming his skull against the post.
Yeah, that was. You know what the best part is it was the best thing that he did. Like there were things that happened before and after, but what I captured on video was the best moment of them. Pinnacle. Like woodpecker. Somebody commented on Twitter where they were like, it's like a human woodpecker, right? Wonderful. Matt, are you looking to buy a house?
I am.
Okay. Well, let me interest you. We're always up on Toronto real estate, being a couple of locals, and all that. So 10 Winifred Avenue, Queen and Leslie area.
Okay.
Right, so Leslieville. All right. You know where you're at. Okay.
Yep. Attention
developers, builders, renovators, investors. Incredible opportunity to own a 2-story semi-detached in this prime Leslieville location. All building permits and approvals are in place. Needs renovations, but it will increase your equity quickly. Make it your home with your special design choices. This house was sold last year for $1 million. Completely dilapidated. Walls are crumbling. Floors have seen much better days. And the basement, as the article describes, looks like the scene from a horror movie. Bought last year for $1 million, now being sold for $1.2 million, with absolutely no changes having been made in that time. A $200,000 improvement, apparently. Are you interested?
That'll sell. I'm not interested because I don't have handyman skills, but like that's sad, but that's gonna sell.
Sure.
That's the
I bought a house. I bought a literal crumbling structure for $1 million. A year later, I did nothing to it, and I sold it for 1.2.
Welcome to the real estate market right now. And the issue.
This is what I mean. Nothing makes. How does this make sense?
This is the issue for young people right now, right? Like, it's people aren't even buying homes to live in; they're just buying them to sell them.
They're just buying buying things to have them is like the 21st century. Like, that's all we do now, right? I just buy things just to say I have them because eventually it'll somehow be worth more. Because
teeny beanie babies, Funko Pops, homes.
Oh, Funko Pops, man. I mean, that guy who bought like 8,000 of them, future billionaire.
SMH my head.
I know. We make fun of a guy like that setting the Guinness World Record, but really, he shall laugh last. I actually don't know who the person is, but again, I assume it was a man who did this because
that guy's probably going to kill himself in like 10 years.
When the Funko Pop market collapses. Oh, no.
Oh, he's actually they're not worth anything. Nobody wants to rebuy them. Who buys a collection of 3,000 of them? I guess a guy with a fucking $1 million that bought a house has money to burn.
Yeah. About $1 million. I buy $1.2 million homes that are completely falling apart. And I'm going to obviously spend a bunch turning it into my dream home with a specific room for my 8,000 Funko Pops.
But I need a room for my NFT collection.
Well, yeah. What? Wait.
It's an
Don't you have
display.
NFT news? Don't you have NFT news this week? I thought I saw you.
Very minor news.
Okay,
Not like some big article. But yeah, Ubisoft, the fucking gaming company in Montreal, there is instead of giving their employee a bonus, they're like, hey guys, we're gonna come out with this nice little proposition for you. If you're working on the project for one of their new games, we're handing out NFTs.
Oh God.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. So this is bullshit, bro. Like instead of at work, you're gonna just make up some bullshit commodity that takes zero effort to actually create and then give it out to us in lieu of payment, or instead of actually giving us any sort of compensation for doing a job.
How much do you want to bet
Like-
that Ubisoft uses words in emails like we're family? And like we would consider you part of the family. They've got to use words like that, right?
Fucking
Like,
hate tech company jargon, bro. Like with
yeah,
a
that's
passion.
not even tech companies. Like that's every company talks like that.
That's
we
true.
value blah 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 blah. Employees are always at the front of.
I just wish they were honest. Like we value money and we don't value you
we
guys.
literally don't give a shit about
We've
it.
actually cut your health insurance plan, and in lieu, we are going to hand you out NFTs of us fucking you in the ass.
Well, the issue like where I work, people are mad because they're like, we get our annual cost of living adjustment in like 2 weeks,
Okay. Yep.
right? So, everyone's like they have these like town halls and like everyone gets mad because they're like, based on the cost of living adjustments we've gotten every year, like, it's usually like 3-4% or something like that. It's like our salary increase standard, but like, oh, it's inflation's like 7%, which means that we're actually taking a 3.5-4% reduction in pay. If everything in the world goes up by like 8% and we're getting a 4% raise, then technically we're making less.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, oh, well, that's one of those things we're looking into. Shut no, you're not. Shut the fuck up. No, you're
Shut the
not.
fuck up.
Now, let me ask you this, because I noticed last week, especially the last couple of weeks, really, but like I've reached this point where now when I'm in the grocery store, I'm like looking at price tags and being like, these things all cost more than they did before.
Oh, 100%.
It was kind of iffy, and now it's like I'm looking at the numbers and being like, no, that's noticeable. Everything is noticeably more now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just had this talk with Haley the other day. She does the groceries for the most part, and she was like, "Yo, I don't think you know how much food is costing right now."
Yeah.
She said how much her bill was and for what she got. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yo, dude, like you're clueless on this front." So I looked into it a little bit. And I was
it's
fucking
crazy.
stunned.
It's crazy.
But everything too, like you go to McDonald's. I mean, like McDoubles to me still cost $1.39 in my head. They're not. They haven't been that price in fucking forever.
Yeah,
They're like $2.39 or some shit. Like it's like $1 more than that.
Now here's the thing I love about this, right? Because I'm looking at it like I buy those little like 4 packs of yogurt, like Greek yogurt things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they were like $3.49 for one or something like that. And I'm like looking the other day and I'm like, all right, now they're like $4.19 or something like that. I'm like, all right, that's inflation for you, right? And then I started thinking about it. And I'm like, nah, like inflation's like 7 or 8%, right? Something like that's kind of where it's about. But I'm like, a 50-cent raise on a $3 item is like a 20% increase.
Yep.
So I'm like,
Now you're putting it
whoa,
together.
wait. Like y'all are raising your prices, but this shit ain't proportional. This is like raising something from $4 to $5 is a 25% increase in the price of that item. But inflation's 7 or 8%.
So you're a pleb and you're gonna deal with it because we set the yogurt prices.
Fucking poor again is what's happening here, right? Motherfucker.
Some guy sat down and was like, "How much can we charge?" And they'll still pay it.
Yeah, probably
$4.19.
And you know what else I'm keeping an eye out on because I'm starting to get suspicious is people are just giving you less, not only raising the prices but then also giving you less for what you buy.
Oh yeah.
Like you order like a food item, you're like, this dish seems smaller, but it costs $2 more.
All the time, bro. All the fucking time. I see it in candy and shit like that because it's so like I feel like it's so in your face with like a chocolate bar or something.
Oh,
it's you know what I mean? When you buy like a big bag of pasta or something, it's a little harder to notice the 15 grams, right?
Yeah.
But with a chocolate bar, it's like what the fuck? This shit's like
like Reese peanut butter cups. They're like fucking itty bitty now. I'm like, what happened? Like
is this diet? Like what the fuck is this?
It's that shrinkflation, bro. There's inflation and then there's shrinkflation.
But then they do the wonderful thing where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna give you the diet version because it's healthier and say it has lower calorie." Hey, have you tried Reese Thins, where we just give you less,
but we still
Good
charge
for
you
you.
$3.99? Yeah,
You fuckers! I hate it because I actually, like, no joke, I actually prefer the Reese Thins. I had them a while ago and was like, "Oh, it's a better like ratio of peanut
You've been
butter to
had.
chocolate." Exactly.
You've been had.
I was aware of. I was eating. I'm like, fuck, fuck.
You've been duped, my friend.
Bastards. Fucking bastards. Yo, I got a call at work the other day. It kind of caught me a little off guard.
Okay.
Sitting there, the phone rings. Bloop, bloop. Hello, Jeff? Are you finally calling me instead of Dan? No. Instead, I get a, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, what's up with you, bro? Like, I thought it was a coworker calling me because of how casual it was. Right?
Is this on your phone or like?
Yeah, like work phone. Work phone.
A work phone. Okay.
So I pick up my work phone. I'm like, hello, like blah blah blah, and the guy's like, hey man, what's up? And I think it's a buddy or something. I'm like, yo, like what's good, dude? What's going on? Not much, man. Like, what's going on? Like, well, not a lot,
called
bro.
Me.
Like what's up, man? He goes like, yo, like, so like what's up, man? Like, what do you need? I'm like, what do you mean, dude? You called me.
You called
bro.
me. Yeah.
Like, what can I do for you? And the guy goes, oh, wait a sec. Who is this? I'm like, who are you? And he goes, oh, wrong number. Click. Just hangs up, takes off. Like, what the fuck? This guy trying to sell me drugs at work? Like, just the way he
you
said,
have
like,
no idea.
What you need, bro? I'm like, what? Like, you think I'm a crackhead at a payphone? Like,
you couldn't, like, it sucks because you couldn't take advantage of that scenario because you're at work and it's a work phone, right? But like, that's the kind of thing, if somebody calls you, you could have played into it so much nicer. Like, somebody called you at home, you'd be like, what's up? You'd be like, oh, not much, man. Like, what do you need? Like, I don't know. What do you got? You know, how much can I get? Could have played on for a while.
I was looking for a dozen eggs, but I only need 8. I'd be like, oh.
I was looking
It's a line for me for it.
I need a dozen eggs. Have you seen the price of eggs these days? People calling just like for groceries, like, yo, what do you need? I need eggs. I need a 4-pack of Oikos Greek yogurt. Can you do it for less than 4? Can you give me some kale salad too? Like, I really need. I'm trying to eat healthier, by the way. Like, yeah. Don't worry. It'll be at the drop point.
I'll send my guy.
So my guy with a big paper bag, like handing off like milk. Like, thanks, bro. See you later.
Hey, do you have a meat guy?
No, my meat guy got nabbed.
Got booked. Yeah, he got booked.
Didn't you watch NBC News? He stole 10 steaks. Fuck. Oh man, I had an interesting experience. I don't know. It's just something weird. I was getting my booster a couple weeks ago, right? Mm-hmm. And
Dodge
I
Ram.
sat down. What's that?
So your Dodge Ram booster?
My Dodge. That's right. So I'm sitting there, like, I get the nurse, like, I sit down in the chair and she goes through the questions and asks me all the same, does the screening and all that stuff and personal information. And she's like, oh yeah, we're just filling out like a survey thing that we're doing here. Like, if you want to participate. And I was like, sure, whatever. Like, you know, helps the science shit. Mm-hmm. And she's like, just going through the information. And then she gets the ethnicity on the questionnaire. And she is such a sweet lady. She wasn't mean at all, but she just looks at me and she goes, I can tell you're white.
No, you should have looked at her and be like, excuse me, my name is Mike McDaniel. I'm not white.
Well, I mean, that was the thing. It was like, I was wearing a hat and wearing a mask and wearing my glass. Like, I literally looked like this, but imagine the bottom of my face was covered, right?
Right.
And it was like, you can really only see my eyes. And then first,
you can tell by how he's dressed, bro.
Or
you're a white guy.
I came in, I had a pea coat on, like, or was it because I was like super hokey? Because, you know, the way you code switch when you talk to people in public, you're like, hey, how are you? Oh yeah, absolutely.
Pleasure to meet you.
Was I too hokey for you that you were like, yeah, you're clearly a white guy? Like, oh,
pokey.
Oh, sure thing. Sounds swell. It's an interesting
like
experience.
Jim Carrey in a 90s movie when he plays like a happy character.
Yeah. All righty then. Give me that booster in the arm right here. Thank you.
Dodge Ram inspired.
There's an interesting thing too. Should I have thrown a fit? Should I have been like, how dare you race assume me?
You should have brought like some toothpaste with you and just started foaming at the mouth when she jabbed you. Be like, I'm just fucking with you, really. Spit it on the floor.
Like, fucking get arrested. Took an hour off work to do this. You realize, like,
An hour off work, eh? Oh, geez.
It's true.
I'm gonna take the day.
Wow.
Take the
Full
day. Put my feet up. Get the shivers. You know. I'll be all right. What? What he said? You were fine, huh? It's all a scam, bro. They're putting nanorobots in your body.
I actually was okay the third for the booster.
Oh, that's good.
Second one floored me. Third one, I was just like, you know.
Yeah, second one, I got a little sick too.
Wow.
Kick my ass. Kick my ass. Now, rock. There's a rock band. There is a rock band.
Okay.
Excuse me. It's trying to put the fuck you over to Spotify, and I like their approach. They call themselves the Pocket Gods, and they've decided to release a 1,000 track album with each of the songs being 30 seconds long. Why? Well, because after 30 seconds, that's when the Spotify streaming model activates the revenue. So instead of making a 2.5 minute, 3 minute song, they can make a 30-second song. Amazing. And get the same revenue generated. So now they're apparently doing this in protest to Spotify and how much they pay per stream.
Yeah.
Which I guess in the UK is 0.002. I don't know if it's pounds or euros in the UK. The one that looks like an
euros.
L. Is it euros? The one that looks like a backwards L.
But I don't know. Lira? I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't fucking know. But anyway, so it's like 2 cents, right?
Okay.
So that's what they get per song on your streaming platform.
Whatever the currency, you can quantify it as fuck all.
Pennies. Pennies on the fuck.
If it's like fractional, it's like a fraction of a penny even. Like it's that fucking tiny.
Yep. So I guess these guys were they were inspired. The Independent put out an article where it suggested that, the 3-minute pop song might go the way of the past just because of streaming incentives and shit like that. So yeah, 3-minute songs might get even fucking shorter is their prediction.
So we're just going to be having like TikTok songs now.
Basically 100%. Yeah. So the lead singer of the band here said, why write longer songs when we get paid enough for just, 30 seconds?
Oh, God.
Why would we do that? See, we wrote and recorded 1,000 songs, each a shade over 30 seconds long for the album. The longest is 36 seconds. It's designed to raise awareness about the campaign for fair royalty rates. The title of the album, 1,000 times 30. Nobody makes money anymore. And the first single that came out is called 0.002. So these guys are going like full meta, just like cabling in, and I guess they even fucking perform their shit live, bro. So
it's like a lightning round set. Like,
yeah,
we're about to play 630 songs in a row. Ready? Like,
no. The guy said he's like, it's hard for us to get in a groove when we perform live, but the crowds love it. It's like, yeah, it would be fucking hard as shit to get into a groove, man.
Okay, do you know how long 30 seconds is? Like there's a the Dissect podcast, the one that you're listening to. They're finishing their season, right? So they do a thing. Because I just listened to the last episode where they're like, oh, we do at the end of the year, like literally send us a 30-second clip of like what the album meant to you. And since it was like one of my favorite albums they're doing right now, I was like, yeah, I could do that. I'm sitting at home. My microphone's literally right here. But they're like, do not send us anything over 35 seconds. We won't play it. Like, make it 30 seconds. You know how hard it is to try to like hammer a good thought down into a 30-second clip? It's like 2.5 sentences long. So what's harder? Writing 1,000 tunes that are 30 seconds long, or finding a way to write 1,000 30-second lyric blocks? I'm not a musician, so I defer.
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. Probably 1,000 different rhythm blocks, because you can just like have words and like they don't have to mean anything. You know what I mean? They can be obscure and be like, yo, I'm a fucking I write for the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? But
just write Shakespeare quotes like
when it comes to a 30-second like riff, like you got to come up with something different. It's gonna be the same probably shit over and over again, like just slightly tweaked. We just did a different key.
Oh, mate, this tune sounds just like number 427. Like, oh shit, you're right. It's also a lot like number 512. Oh fuck. I got 300 more to go. Fuck. How many of them do you think sound exactly like other ones?
Yeah, dude, like I can come up with a couple for sure, like right off the top of my head right now, but 1,000?
How many tunes do you think you and I can come up with before we're already starting to overlap ones we've already done? Like, do you think we can get to 10?
Like the over under is like 8 to 10, somewhere in that range. Yeah. Like I think we could do it.
Your prop bet, you know. Over under 8.5 songs before you start fucking up.
That sounds pretty. That's a pretty good fucking bar. I don't know. I think we could clear it, man. I got a little bit of faith in us.
I don't know. Yeah, we put our minds together. I mean, we've done 68 podcasts. We're closing in on 3 full days of podcasting now. You realize
That's terrifying.
Literally, we have left our mark on the universe. Space and time, and now there's 68 recorded versions of this show. The universe, think about that. The universe, the Big Bang, and the formulation of all the stars and planets and galaxies and all that shit, and all the evolution on this planet has led to you and me right here doing this show. This is what it was all for, my friend. Now, I've decided to stop by once again just to peruse by my community, my people over at guns.com. And
yes,
they've got themselves they had themselves another little profile. Just they're always keeping us up to date on what's going on with just anything gun. This is why it's just guns.com. It can be anything. So a Wyoming County school highlighted some rarely seen youth shooting sports this week, showcasing grade schoolers engaged in safe marksmanship.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Yes,
this is the first sentence for you. There you go.
School shooting games, absolutely.
Rarely seen youth shooting sports. Rarely seen. We don't get a lot of.
I don't know about that.
6th grade sniper sports.
Talking about America, right?
Apparently, though, I mean, we got to pick people off in elementary school.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
The youth were students at Hot Springs County School District Number 1, a public school district located in Thermopolis, a rural community about 5 hours northwest of Cheyenne. It's a little Wyoming speak for you, for my fellow Wyoming heads out there. The images show the students with a proper eye protection, safety first,
okay.
And a set of Hammerlei 850 air magnums in 177 ammunition. The CO2 powered repeaters are braced on gym bags. Smart idea. While the students are firing in a prone position from rollout mats at a plywood backed target stand across the cleared gym floor. Did that paint a picture for you or what?
Absolutely. I'm picturing these kids laid out in like fucking desert ropes in their gym.
Like, Doug, this is like literally like elementary school, like combat scenario. Like we got gym bags, we got the rollout mats, you're shooting across the gym.
This sounds like some Taliban shit.
Now that is an interesting observation. It is a little that is like kind of what the terrorist organizations do overseas.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Children and have them shoot airsoft guns.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
It's the deepest cut of the episode right there.
We're just teaching gun safety. Like, okay.
Now keep in mind, this is the guns.com's articles are written from a very straightforward angle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All in all, a great indoor activity during a Wyoming winter. Of course.
Yeah, bring the kids inside to shoot guns. It sounds fun. Now it's airsoft guns they're training them with, right? Is that what it said?
Yes.
No, give them real guns. These kids snipers.
Air magnums, not just air guns, air magnums.
Oh, damn.
Motherfucker, some staying power. Quote, Mr. Daromedes' 5th, 6th grade PE classes are working on their marksmanship with air rifles, said the post on the school's social media page. All students passed their safety tests and have been sharpening their skills.
What are these for targets? Is it fucking like
I
guys?
Can't get the Taliban thing out of my head now. You said I just dog.
The guys, the targets they're shooting at are like fucking, white dudes holding a copy of Mouse.
Shooting at Harry Potter books with Twilight, like
propaganda
in the name of Jesus. By Tuesday morning, the post had been shared almost 60,000 times, earning 11,000 likes and 5,000 comments, mostly favorable.
Depends on where you post it, right? Depends what region of the country.
Quote, this is fantastic. I'm a public school teacher and wish my school district would do this here in Pennsylvania. As a firearms instructor outside of school, I'd be willing to help teach this too, said one teacher. more schools should be teaching gun safety. Maybe we'd have less accidents if more people had access to this, observed another.
This is my issue with the gun safety part. Okay, what part of defending your kid, like your kid needs to defend themselves and be safe with a gun, is laying down in like a tripod across a fucking gym and sniping at somebody?
Like actually sniper position. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
Quote, sounds like a great class. True skills for the future. Great to see, said one commenter. Skills for the future. We'll take this country back. We'll put down all the libs. Oh, we're going to have a bunch of kids ready to shoot.
Yeah, it's like the Alamo,
Fuck
bro.
me.
Like, all right, kids, you're going to lay down in a fucking like filed option. The kids in the back are going to go on one knee, shooting volleys.
I mean, dog, I just can't. Like, we're not from Wyoming, so that's probably why it's hard for. I mean, we're not even from America, so it's probably even harder. But like, do you imagine? Like we used to play dodgeball on those, rolling square fucking plastic platform things.
We played some good
Clear the
games.
gym. It's gun time. It's time for the shooting range class. All right.
Speaking of which, I miss those days, bro. I miss going to like just gym and playing dodgeball, like your specialized versions. Those were those were good times, bro. I was a happy kid.
You think all employers should have like physical education that you can like take part in? You'd be like, yeah, you work for like 2 hours, you get like 20 minutes of dodgeball.
That'd be sick. That'd be fucking great. As if you're like
that's
working
like
in an
what
office.
working at Google is like, or Facebook. Everyone's like 32 years old and like Silicon Valley people. Like, I've been microdosing acid and drinking Starbucks all day. You guys want to play some dodgeball for a break? Like, welcome to Facebook. We have a dodgeball room over here.
I've been microdosing acid. Oh, fuck. Oh,
True
that's
story.
incredible.
Possibly.
True story indeed. 100%.
Shout out guns.com. Once again, for just, I mean, their profiles, like, they got a lot of gun news and technical stuff and deals and all that shit, but it's their profiles keep me coming back for more.
Oh yeah,
every time.
It's like you just get a look, like a peek under the hood, a completely different world, completely different way of thinking.
Those kids are going to grow up one day to be leading a convoy.
You know what? If they would have done it in Las Vegas, this bartender might not have got robbed.
Okay.
So a Las Vegas bartender was robbed at gunpoint. Well, he was forced to repay his bosses the stolen money, a lawsuit claims. Yeah. Yeah, bro. So Edward Parker was working at the Lodge Hualapai in early December of 2020. So this has obviously gone through the courts for a while. But when a gunman entered, ordered him to kneel on the ground and put his hands behind his head while the armed guy took all the money out of the bar. Now, Edward was terrified during the ordeal and feared for his life as the gunman got away with $3,397.35. His bosses then presented Parker with a repayment form, and worried he'd be fired, he signed it, the lawsuit claims. It alleges that his paycheck was docked $300 at the time before the nearly $4,000 debt was paid off by the end of June. Now, despite being forced into the repayment plan and suffering panic attacks and major anxiety, Parker kept working.
What?
In July, he was demoted to, quote, extra board status, meaning he'd be used only for on-call work, and he has never been asked to work there again, according to the lawsuit. 2 people were arrested in connection with the robbery, and there's no evidence whatsoever that Edward knew these individuals or had anything to do with their actions.
That's bold. That's audacious, as always. Like,
why would this guy sign that? Fuck losing your job,
because I mean,
bro.
that's like the fear thing with employers, right? Like, employers pull that shit on people where they're just like, I'll fire you. Like, losing your job is a serious thing. Like, it's always leverage that employers have over people. It's like, I'll ruin your life. Like, you won't have work. Like,
but this seems like a pretty cut dry case of like, you can go to the labor board and be like,
but the amount of time that passes between being fired and getting through the legal proceedings is like, I'll lose my house. So it's like, it sucks, but like, my only choice is to put up with it. Cause like, to go to the labor board and do the legal proceedings, I gotta hire a lawyer. Like, I got no money. Like,
find a pro bono.
Fuck. I mean, good luck. Dude, some Saul Goodman or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
William hurt in a car, call William Matar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
TV lawyers.
You need one of those
backbone
guys.
of our economy right there.
Fucking right. Did you slip slightly on some ice at somebody's house you don't know? Call me. I'm gonna fuck their life up.
Have you ever known people who have like had like slip and fall. Like I worked with a woman once who was like one of the most insufferable people ever, and everybody didn't like her. And somebody told me once, they're like, oh yeah, she only works for fun because she got like $1 million from the city once, like slipping on ice on the sidewalk, like literally like bought like a nice condo with the money too, and like just worked for fun after that. Like,
fuck her. You know what times I've fallen and eaten shit out there?
You have missed your opportunities.
Apparently I have, man. Cracked my tailbone once delivering newspapers. I should have fucking called the city and been like, arrest this man.
I read that story you just told me reminded me of I read this morning something on Twitter, some thread from this woman who was like, I think she posted on Facebook and somebody shared it through Twitter. It was like she worked at like a Walmart and she got like accidentally locked in the store after hours and like didn't have a key or anything like that and couldn't get out and like got stuck in the store all night, and her boss was like, there's nothing we can do, like you'll have to stay till morning and all that shit. And she like all this stuff about how they were like, don't call the fire department to let you out because they'll ruin the door, and like if you like call the fire department,
ruin the door.
And she was like afraid she was gonna get fired and all this stuff. Like same thing, right? Like you're a low wage worker and your boss is like, no, like I'm not letting you out and I'm not letting you call the fire department. Like then you're like, well, fuck, am I gonna lose my job if I don't stay here till 10 a.m. and like wait for you guys to open the store? Like
I would definitely go ham. I would go eat a bunch of fucking food.
Well, that's the worst
part. I'd
part.
turn the TVs on. I'd
that's
fucking
the worst part.
Feet up, like fire my ass. I don't give a fuck.
But you can't like that's basically it. You got to be like, fire me then. Like
yeah, it's exactly that's what I do. I would party in there and be like, fire me. I'm gonna go to the newspapers.
Yeah, go for it. It's always the same thing where these people are like, I can't like lose one paycheck because I'll lose my house. Like I have to take shit from Walmart.
Stop giving me reality. All right.
Sorry, dog.
I don't want reality.
That's true. Nobody wants reality.
I want that movie scene where like a homeless guy sneaks into Walmart and like lives like a king after hours, you know?
That's the real reality is just really up to you. You get to choose it these days. We know that, you know?
Living in a space-time continuum.
I was sort of like following that thread. This one, I don't even know how to address this one, but it's something to think about.
Oh, that's a strange introduction. Okay.
A woman says that she was, quote, virtually gang raped, end quote, in Facebook's metaverse just seconds after she stepped into the new virtual world. Within 60 seconds of joining, I was being verbally and sexually harassed. 3 to 4 male avatars with male voices, essentially, but virtually gang raped my avatar and took photos, says Nina Jane Patel, a 43-year-old London-based mother, wrote in a December Medium post that has only just started to attract online attention recently. Quote, as I tried to get away, they yelled, don't pretend you don't love it and go rub yourself off to the photos. Are we internet a mistake yet? Are we like,
yo, I got multiple thoughts on this. Obviously like, that's wrong. Okay. And like, there needs to be a way that you can like report them or whatever. And you know what I mean? 2, I'm not surprised even remotely.
No, of course
3,
not.
Lady, just take your headset off. Like leave the chat room.
Well, reports of sexual violence are already proving to be a problem in the metaverse. In early December, The Verge reported that a beta tester had alleged that a stranger groped her avatar. Quote, sexual harassment is no joke.
Groped my avatar, buddy.
But being in VR adds another layer that makes the event more intense. The tester wrote, not only was I groped during the session last night, but there were other people who were supporting this behavior. It makes me feel extremely isolated in the plaza.
Christ.
In response, Vivek Sharma, Meta's vice president of Horizon, their metaverse world, told Verge that the incident was absolutely unfortunate and that the beta tester didn't use a safety feature that's meant to block someone from interacting with you. Sharma said the tester's report was good feedback.
Great feedback.
So again, like we're already blaming the victims in the metaverse too. Like we're barely getting started with this and like, well, you know,
just molest them back. Just start oh yeah, come here, let me rub your ass.
This is what I was thinking was like a safety feature. Fuck that shit. You should be able to like murder the other people. You'd be like, I'm being harassed by these people. They're like, okay, here's a machete. You can now slaughter the people who are harassing you.
Cut off his arms. I'm not surprised at all, though. I am not surprised at all. Humans, I keep telling you this. Humans are fucking degenerate. And once they get on that shit, they're like, okay, how can I fuck this? How can I fuck the metaverse? Oh, there's other people in here and I can like harass them and
like literally harass
touch their avatar's tits.
I mean, dog, you and I, like, we're from that generation of like a girl speaks in a Call of Duty session.
Oh my God.
You know, it's just like the whole like
suck our dicks. Oh,
yeah,
look,
like
it's a
the
chick.
whole room changes around
Guys, be nice to her. Hi there. My name's Billy Bob. I live in South Florida.
Dog, it's
fucking white knights pop out and shit. Yo, it's rough out there for chicks in online gaming communities, man.
Unsympathetic commentators told Patel, quote, "Don't choose a female avatar. This is a simple fix." And that her Medium post was a, quote, "pathetic cry for attention." It doesn't matter the version of it doesn't matter where you go. Like it's the same process of events.
It's your fault. So you shouldn't have wore that slutty skirt on your avatar.
You shouldn't have dressed your metaverse person up as a whore. Like,
you should have dressed up as Miko Sukai, the 16-year-old demigod child.
What?
Oh, bro, you haven't. Oh, bro, you haven't seen this shit online. This is probably a good thing, dog.
Your reference game is so on fleek, bro.
I just made up a random Japanese name, but yo, people like are in love with like child photos, and they're like there's a whole like subculture of like sexual shit online about dudes basically falling in love with images of children and masturbating to them and shit, and then claiming that they're not children, they're actually like a demigod spirit, so like it's not pedophilia and it's just a drawing. It doesn't matter if it's a child, it's just a drawing.
Sorry, I'm trying to understand this. There's a group of people, men, of course, on the internet who are masturbating to drawn. These are not real people. These are
drawn
animated drawn characters who are
children,
supposed to be children.
It's called lolly. Yes.
Ew, now you're using a word like that now.
Exactly.
That's all I need to know.
Exactly, right? And like there's a whole, they like argue about, you guys fucking, it's just a drawing. Like, you know, you go and you play GTA, you don't actually go out and shoot people in the face. It's not the same thing. It's like, bro, you're masturbating to a child. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you trying to like play mental gymnastics?
I was gonna say, I like the connection that they make between other things, and then acting like the connection between their thing is like somehow the same.
Flawless logic. Like no,
it's not like you're murdering people and stealing cars. Like, it's not like I'm actually like masturbating to children. Like, whoa.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Wait.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like,
they're not really. I don't think these are the same.
I watched the Vice documentary last night about a dude that marries he calls himself a digisexual. And he married his like avatar, essentially. That's like she's supposed to be 16 in the like canonical version of this anime, but he married a internet character, like an animated young girl.
How do you fill out the marriage certificate on that one?
Bro, he literally like carries a doll at the fucking wedding ceremony, like walks down the aisle, like kisses the bride, everything, has a full blown wedding.
Are there other human beings in the room when he's doing this?
Yes, there are.
Like, you got a best man and all that shit? Like,
yes, and like one of them is another digisexual who's got his fucking like avatar with him.
Yeah, you know what, man? You just got to find your people, you know? You know, I bet the first Juggalo was really scared and confused, you know, but then he found somebody else who wanted to dress like a clown all the time and live a hardcore lifestyle and felt home, you know?
The Vice reporter was hilarious because she's trying not to be rude, but you cannot help like physically cringing at this shit. And she's like, so like, why'd you become a digisexual? Like, what started this for you? It's like, well, I wasn't very popular in high school. So
that's end of story. Story over.
But the girl looks at him. She's like, I wasn't popular in high school. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like,
I wasn't popular in high school.
Me neither.
Like, why didn't you just start a podcast like a regular dysfunctional person? God damn it.
No, I just decided to marry this piece of art. Bro, his whole bedroom is filled with dolls. He like has a fucking robot thing that talks to him. It's sick. Am I a bad person for not accepting digisexuals?
I mean, I've heard the argument before that like the reason we need sex robots is that like fucked up people will buy one of those and keep that in their house instead of like chasing children down or like assaulting women or so. Like, You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
they need an outlet, so you might as well make like an artificial outlet. And like,
yeah, but
if
then
this
they end up
dude
just
is
like,
but like, that's what I mean. Like, does it like make it worse?
yeah,
You
because
know?
then it's like, oh, I'm gonna practice stabbing and raping my fuck doll, like, and then you know what I mean? Like, I don't
graduate to the real thing. Like,
exactly. I don't know, bro. I think there's always been a community of people that like fall in love with sex dolls, and
Inanimate
shit like that.
objects and
yeah,
shit,
for
like-
sure. Like, there's that dude that fucks his car and like is in love with her, like Merrick. Like, was he an autophile?
Knight Rider?
Knight Rider. No, I think he calls himself an autophile.
An
yeah.
autophile, what was that? Was it digifile?
Digisexual.
Digisexual. Okay, no, I'm a
Sexual. That sounds like a digital pedophile.
Sounds like something else.
Digifile.
File is not a good suffix.
No, it's not at all.
Really
Even when I like the word audiophile, like someone who's like really into like headphones shit, I'm like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know about that word.
Couple of podophiles over.
Dog, that's like I want you to use that as a tag so bad, but I seriously don't at the same time.
Oh man, that's thin ice. That is some very.
I'm gonna walk out to the kitchen after. Hey, baby,
Did you just say you're a
sexy homegrown podophile?
Oh, segue. Find here, Matt. Here's a challenge. Segue out of that.
Okay, so Amsterdam from The Wire. Remember that shit, right? Where drugs are legalized. Well, I guess America is trying to get a little bit closer to that. So
okay,
Biden and his party have put out a bill for safe smoking kits.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to give people, a kit. Now, it's been apparently misreported that they're going to be giving out crack pipes. Apparently, they're not. They doubled down and said, we're not, but we are giving out everything else that you need, like fucking alcohol swabs, all that kind of shit, right? Yeah. Cotton swabs, safe needle injection type shit, right? Well, a pair of Republican lawmakers, you might have heard their names here, Lauren Boebert and Dan Bishop, have proposed a new bill entitled the Hunter Act to go against the giving out of crack pipes, of course, in reference to Joe Biden's, drug addicted son, Hunter Biden.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The bill titled Halting the Use of Narcotics Through Effective Recovery Act, the Hunter Act, this week is I can't even say it.
Dog, it's so petty. Obviously, it's so beyond
it's so bad,
petty.
Dude.
Like,
it's so bad. I'm not saying I agree with giving out the free drug paraphernalia and all that shit, but like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm calling in somebody's drug addicted kid as the name of an act.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass a bill that's named after your drug addicted son. Like, that's man, that is low.
It's cold, bro. It's cold. And Biden's gonna say, I'm very proud of Hunter and everything he's overcome. I fucking hate politics so much. Your kid's a drug addict. Fuck you. Like,
yeah. But also, like, you touched on it right at the start of that article, because I saw that thing too, right? Where it's like, yeah, they're just trying to like, because there's research done on like, if you hand out clean needles and stuff like that, like people are going to do drugs no matter what. So if you hand out clean needles, it's got a return on investment that like it reduces the burden on your healthcare system and your public, emergency services. If you the money you spend on giving out clean kits is made up for in sort of public health costs down the road. Like it does have a viable outcome. But of course, what did I see when I went on Twitter is Biden's giving out crack pipes. Like,
I'm going to be real honest about something.
Everything. Dog.
I was I did a lot of thinking a couple years ago now about the safe injection sites and stuff like that, and like giving out these free needle packs. And I thought, I'm like, you know what? It's for the greater good. They're going to do it anyway, yada, yada. And I was for it.
Yeah.
After they've been installed in Toronto, and I've been around them for a while now, bro, around Dundas and Eglinton areas, I'm not for them anymore, dude. I'm not, bro.
Because it becomes congregation sites.
It's exactly what happens, dog. They've become, there's so many needles in those areas now. It's not even funny, bro. They like congregate and just shoot up all together in groups like 6 to 7, openly in public. Not even in the safe injection sites. Now they're like openly shooting up in the areas right around them. It's wild, bro. And then people hear about it, so they come to those parts of the city. It's sad. It's really fucking sad.
It's probably like my mom lived right next to one downtown, like a couple blocks for a few years.
Yeah.
Like, down by
she did.
Dundas
Absolutely.
Square, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, this just seems like another incomplete idea. Like, we're gonna give out the safe inject, we're gonna do these sites and do the kits and all that stuff, but like that's kind of it. You're like, well, the idea was you were supposed to help, but like, just because you're giving out free shit doesn't mean people are going to get their lives together. You know what I mean? And
100%.
Evidently there's not any funding or systems put in place to like help people break their addiction. It's just helping them use clean shit, which you're right. They then leave on the sidewalk and stuff like that. Like, it's like everything on planet fucking Earth. It's a decent idea, poorly executed,
Well put.
Like it's everything. Like the intention is good, but the execution is shitty. Something I might be saying about my football team in 3.5 hours.
Now, I think I have no issue with anyone being a crackhead. That's your own right. You can do your drugs.
Wow, what a strong platform you've got there, bro.
Do it over there, not around me.
You're a NIMBY.
Where I can see it.
Oh, you're becoming a Toronto NIMBY is what you're
Absolutely.
Boy. Congratulations.
It really is fucked up though, man. The areas have gone to shit. And it's, I don't know.
Drug issues are also, drug issues are also like socioeconomic problems that like
absolutely
people aren't just like, I want to be a crackhead because it's so much fun. It's like most of them are like out of work, can't afford, the living wage, and all that shit, can't get a roof over their head. Like,
absolutely.
The spiral of all that sort of stuff.
I've actually started talking to quite a few of the homeless regulars in the areas that I'm around. It's sad, man. People got stories, but
of course,
it's just not funny. So
everybody's got a story. Well, we've been dark for the last 15 minutes of this episode, so I think I'm just going to keep it there as we get to the end. Why not? Right?
Absolutely. All right.
Deep cuts to end the episode. Couple of podophiles. That's the Freudian slip of the year, I think, right there. But plastic breaks down into microplastics and even smaller nanoplastics. These plastics can be found in almost everywhere around the globe. Researchers can now confirm the presence of microplastics in the placenta of newborns. The possible effects of nano and microplastics on children's health and development intensifies the interest in the topic. Quote, it's quite possible that children are more exposed to microplastics than adults, similar to children's greater exposure to many other environmental toxic chemicals.
It's like mommy's cigarette smoke when the windows are all up in the car.
Yeah, like
like
mom's fucking microplastics she's been getting from like the fish she's been eating her whole life, like,
and the water bottles that she's been drinking out of, and and the rain that's been fucking raining down the microplastics and then growing the plants. Doug, we have destroyed this planet.
Quote, no one knows exactly how much microplastic a child ingests. That's a sentence you just love to start with, isn't it?
Why are those words together? Why are we even talking about that?
But several studies now suggest that today's children absorb microplastics in their bodies as early as at fetal age. This news is concerning. Really?
It's like fucking fetal plastic syndrome is going to come out soon.
Fuck. Look at you. You're ahead of the game. You
sunken eyes,
today, dog.
Fucking why is that where the article goes?
No, but I think you're ahead of the curve. There's no way that like injecting plastic into the placenta is not good. Can't be good.
Fetal plastic syndrome. Sunken eyes. You sure it's not fetal alcohol? Nah, his mom drank water bottles.
Yeah, she used disposable water bottles.
She used disposable non-PPA free plastics.
Research is lacking on children's exposure to level to nano and microplastics, for example, at school, in neonatal wards, and through breast milk substitutes, and baby care products. The scarcity of studies is due in part to the limitations of current technology for researching very small particles. Quote, although a lot of research is being done on microplastics, studies on the health effects of these plastic particles are limited. This applies especially to the effects on children, says Martin Wagner, an associate professor of biology at NTNU. Children do not have fully developed immune systems and are in a very important phase of their brain development, making them particularly vulnerable.
Your body's made of plastic.
Just setting up another generation to fail.
Look at this. Plastic surgery before you're even born.
Hey, you know what? I think, fuck it. Then we might as well just start giving our kids like freezers and fillers, You know that preteen sag you get, in your cheeks. You really need to tighten
Giving
that up.
Botox to a 12-year-old, like, come here.
Fuck it. You came out of the womb 40% plastic. You might as well just start putting shit in your body. Get that collagen working, homie.
God, dude, I struggle to like think of how we can even turn this around at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're just too far gone with that shit.
We should become one with the plastic.
It's what's gonna happen,
right?
Hundo P, yeah, absolutely.
Why fight the future? Just become one.
We're gonna need to, because we're gonna need like leg braces and shit, because our bodies aren't gonna fucking work. And like plastic attachments just to be able to move around and like have organ function.
We're gonna become like hybrids,
Yeah, it's not gonna be a digital thing. It's gonna be a plastic fucking revolution.
Did you read the thing about Musk and the Neuralink?
No.
I just, so we're like almost out of time here, but did you, the like studies that have come out, you remember the Neuralink thing, right? That Musk was like working on the brain.
He's like working on
implant. Yeah. Did you read the thing that like about the monkeys they were testing on?
No,
dude,
not at all.
They mutilated themselves and like killed themselves, and like all of them, like most of them died. Like they were like literally like drilling holes in their skulls and putting the chip. Dude, it was like, it's like horrible. He's like going to be under indictment or something like that about it. Like the animal abuse of like this thing is, I'm sure most people are gonna, like, all of his like stands on Twitter are gonna be like, this is just how the future gets paved, bro. Like monkey brains have always sacrificed for the greater good.
I'm just picturing like a guy in like a white lab coat with a Black and Decker drill, just like holding a monkey down, like
quiet, Bobo.
So fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
it's
like
so
literally
fucked up. It's so morally wrong.
So the Bengals are playing for Harambe today.
Yeah,
the Rams can play for the Neuralink monkey.
Our Pong monkeys versus your Pong monkeys. Go.
It's football of the future.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, good times. So nothing but good. I think the second half of this episode has shown there's nothing but good stuff going on.
Yes, just podophilia and
podophilia,
drilling monkeys' brains. Oh God, we're going to hell in a handbasket.
So what do we learn? Stay out of the metaverse if you're a woman, especially.
Yeah,
like,
we'll get raped.
We're gonna have to make like a Bumble for a metaverse Bumble where only women can go, and then they can only allow a man into the same room as them. You know what I mean? Stay out of the metaverse. Don't drill holes in your monkey heads. If you're having a baby, I don't know. Just prepare to plastic them up a little bit once they come out.
Accept that scholarship to Taco Bell.
Yes.
Don't sign a form that says you have to pay back the money that you got robbed of at work.
That might be the number one. This has been the 68th episode of the Fuckin Eh Podcast. My name is Dan. My podophilic partner in crime is Matt.
Did never say that ever again.
Someone will find this someday. Thank you for joining us. This is a homegrown, independent, organic, farm fresh comedy podcast. We want to thank you for listening. All we ask is that you subscribe to the show, come back for the next episode 69.
Hey, nice.
Just wait till we get to episode 420, bro. Fuck. And tell a friend and share the love and bring them by. If you wanna reach us, you can email us fnehpodcast@gmail.com or find us on Twitter and Instagram at Fuckin Eh Podcast, FUCKINEH Podcast. The show is also going up on YouTube now. You can. It's not easy to find because algorithms and the word fuck and all that stuff. So we'll post that on our social on the Twitter and the Instagram and all that. We'll post links and all that so you can find it through YouTube there. And once you subscribe and follow that, you'll be able to find it forever. And yeah, Matt, parting wisdom.
Parting
Parting thoughts.
Go Bengals.
Why you know what? You keep doing that and it keeps working out for me. So thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate
however you wanna gloss it over, and
it'll be 5 days. This episode comes out 5 days later, so one of us is gonna look like a fool.
One of us doesn't have any horse in the race and doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, one of you. I wonder how that happened.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh.
Whatever. It's gonna feel a lot better than when you're crying later this afternoon.
Score prediction.
I'm gonna go 27-24 Bengals.
Wow.
I think they pull the upset.
I still predicted 34-21 Rams.
Everybody predicts scoring. No one's ever like it's gonna be a terrible game. It's gonna be 12-7.
I don't know. I just don't like. I'm trying to be objective, and my objective is that over.